And here we are getting ready to go live. Hey everyone, all you YouTubers out there. This is Cynthia Fontaine, Spirit Guru and the Rhode Island Psychic Medium, coming to you live here on this sunny, beautiful New England day. Welcome, welcome. I'm trying something new, pretty new here. I've been on the YouTube live stream video just a couple of times. And I'm switching from my Blog Talk radio studio, my radio show, to doing YouTube live streams, and see sort of how that goes, how that plays out. And good morning, Guinevere. So I'm on Facebook, and I'm also broadcasting on YouTube, live streaming at the same time. So good morning. So I'll be going back and forth between the two platforms and the chats, and we'll see how that goes. Good morning, Lisa by Grace. Good morning, Sharon. People are starting to come on now. I was having some difficulty getting on. I have a computer that I got for my weekend office, so I don't have to take my computer back and forth. And I had to do all brand new sign-in stuff because the computer uploaded a new software program last night and everything got signed out and I didn't have my passwords here. And so anyway, so it took me about an hour and a half to get it all set up and sorted out. And good morning, Sharon. And good day to you, Lisa by Grace Go I hope that you're having a wonderful day today, all of you guys out there. So anyway, so that's why I was gonna come on earlier, but it's taken me actually close to 2 hours to sort this all out. So here we are. So I hope to be back now more regularly. The construction in my new office space is almost finished. We're like 90% there. I was actually hoping to be in it this weekend, but there was a little glitch in some of the cabinetry construction, and so we got delayed a little bit. But it's okay because I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm not going towards the light, but I can see the light. A little mediumship joke there. Do not go towards the light. So how are you guys all doing out here in Facebook land? I'm so happy to see you. And oh yeah, here I just got the ping. I am now live on my YouTube channel. Isn't that funny? So if you guys like my work, please, please, please share it with your friends. Share my Facebook page. Also go onto my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel and share that with your friends. That would be great. Yes, moon in Leo, full moon in Leo. And the full moon affects people in different ways. I was actually going to talk a little bit about planetary stuff this morning or this afternoon or evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Because this is an opportunity, and why I call this show today Planting the Seeds You Are Planting, because we are in a super creative manifestation cycle right now with this moon in Leo, but we are also in a time planetarily, astrologically, that has never happened before in any of our lifetimes. And this is an opportunity for you to have a brand new fresh start. So for some people, you might be retiring from a job. For some people, you might be looking for a new job, new work. But the key is whether you're retiring from a job or whether you're looking for new work, is to find what you love and pursue that. Because this opportunity will never happen again. And what the seeds that you plant now are what you'll be harvesting for this next half of your life, next part of your life. And really, the focus should be on what you love to do and what you want to contribute to the world. And when you can do that and plant those seeds, whether it's a deeper spiritual connection, it's sharing and teaching others, whatever your focus in the world might be. And it can be just within your family, making a difference just right within your family. Good morning, Kimberly. That's really, again, where your focus should be looking at is what do you want to create now in this immediate time, and what do you want, how do you want that to expand into the future? So this is a super manifesting time right now. And the more that you focus on deeper connection, spiritual connection yourself, meditation, prayer, etc., getting really clear about what you want and what you want to share with the world, then the better your next part of this new life is going to be. Good morning, Sue. So this is about, it's a brand new fresh start. All this astrological alignments that we've been having, sort of that led up to January 12th and now continue to move forward. It's about creating new. We all have the opportunity to have a brand new fresh start right now. And so it's, what do you want to create? What do you want the next 10 years of your life to look like? I had a vision board workshop yesterday locally, and it was called Panning for Gold. And it was different than any other vision board workshop that I've done. I do one or two every single year. Where this one, we did a decade in review before everybody created their vision boards. And knowing where you've been is super important in order to know how to move forward, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and where do you want to be in the next 10 years. So this is the 2020 coming into a brand new decade is the perfect opportunity to do a decade in review. And Marie Forleo talked about this, I think like in December, and I adapted some of Marie Forleo's work on her decade in review. So if you want to do your own decade in review, go to Marie Forleo's YouTube channel, and she explains it in like 3 or 4 videos. And I really encourage you guys to do that if you haven't done it. It's so much more effective than making New Year's resolutions, which I never do. I haven't done in years, decades, actually. To look in the past and see what you've done, see what your accomplishments have been, and it's like something popped up in my news feed this morning on Facebook that was a picture of a group that I had done. I chaired a fundraiser for one of my students who has become a very good friend. And it was a big accomplishment for me because I put the whole fundraiser together. And then I did mediumship, in front of dozens and dozens of people. And I think that might have been actually the first time I had been on stage, which was interesting for me. And it was a lot of fun. And I work best sort of like helping other people and under pressure as well. So when I had this opportunity, when my friend was in real need, I put this fundraiser together in 3 weeks. And people were, saying, "Good morning, Cindy Fala." people had been saying that, oh, you can't put a fundraiser together in 3 weeks because my friend needed like $10,000 to go to get some medical care, and she had to have it for her scheduled appointment for testing, which was in 3 weeks from that date. And so I was like, oh no, we can easily do a fundraiser and raise like a lot of money within 3 weeks. So I had a lot of help. A lot of my friends and a lot of her friends gathered together, and we had, I don't know, dozens and dozens of raffle items and auction items, and I had readers and healers volunteer their time, and everything got donated to the pot, and we raised over $5,000. I don't remember the number, but we raised over $5,000. And it was just the amount that she needed in addition to a GoFundMe page and other people helping her. So besides organizing the whole fundraiser, and again, I had help. Some of my really good friends came in, and people that didn't even know this friend that we did the fundraiser for came in and helped, and it was really awesome. So, but that memory coming up on my newsfeed this morning, was like, oh yeah, right. I did that, and that was a great achievement for me. So when I present work, when I do any kind of workshop with people, I always do the work myself as well. So I had done my 10-year review, and I had, listed some of my achievements and so forth, but we forget the things that we've achieved. And so when that came up in my newsfeed this morning, I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, that was really cool. And I'm so glad that came up, because it reminded me of this great achievement and that I was so proud of, and that I had forgotten about. And I didn't list that on my in my 10-year review. And so looking at pictures can really help doing your review and so forth. And again, a lot of people don't want to look back. They say the past is the past. I don't want to deal with it. I've dealt with it. I don't need to go there. But looking at your past is a really healthy thing to do. And not in a way of like being victimized or like, oh my God, that happened to me, or blah, 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 whatever. But more as a tool to help you move forward in a better way, right? Because we learn from our mistakes, we also learn from the good things. But so it's a really great thing to do. And so that again was like the first time I had been on stage for that for that fundraiser, and a lot of people showed up. We put over 200 people through the door. And it was really exciting for me. And, though I had been doing groups for a long time, they were just small groups, only up to, I think, 6 people or 10 people at the time. I think I might have only been doing groups up to 6 people at that time, doing gallery style readings where you'd have the whole group together. And, a couple of years ago, I was on stage in front of over 225 people. With the fabulous and wonderful Colette Baron-Reed, who you guys know, everybody in the chat, who has been my teacher for a long time and my mentor. And so that was really, really, really huge. Like, what seeds now you want to plant, looking back over the things that you have accomplished, looking back in a way to see where the gold has been, where the gold nuggets, right? You're panning for gold, what has worked, and you want to bring those gold nuggets that you've already accumulated forward now into your coming year, into your planting the seeds. This year is really about getting solid in what you want to create for your next 10 years. What do you want your next 10 years to look like? So go digging for gold, pan for gold. And maybe I'll do, maybe I'll do a workshop online, but it's a really long workshop, so it would have to be like over a couple of weeks. If I took the workshop that I did live yesterday to bring it online, it would have to happen over a couple of days. I think over a couple of sessions, definitely for sure. But you guys can go like that on some, and you can find her decade in review. It's, I think, 3 or 4 videos, and you can do your own decade in review. But I really encourage you to like look on Facebook, look at your pictures, look in your memory. As memory, you have like the memories that come up on Facebook, because it'll help you to remember some of those achievements, right? So like I had forgotten about that fundraiser. So really, that's a good source to help you remember some of the things you've done and the achievements that you've accomplished. So looking at like this week is sort of like the month of February in particular. I love the month of February because everybody's thinking about love, right? Everybody's thinking about love. Either you have it, you don't have it, you're planning something special for Valentine's Day, or you're wishing you had someone special to plan something for or with for Valentine's Day. Everybody has love on their mind this month. Now, some people are in a place where maybe things aren't so good in love in their life right now. And so if any of you guys fit into that category, you want to focus on opening your heart and growing the love within you, rather than maybe the love outside of you first, especially if you're trying to create or manifest a relationship, or breathe new life into a relationship. You want to work on you first. And the key is you have to love yourself. Because if you ain't going to love you, as RuPaul says, ain't nobody going to love you. How the hell is, I forget how he puts it, but anyway, I'll have to look it up. But anyway, you got the drift. If you don't love you, ain't nobody going to be able to love you. So you got to love yourself, guys. Really, really love yourself. Okay. And sometimes that's hard, because especially for us girls, right? We look in the mirror, we see a new line, we see a wrinkle, we see, saggy chin, whatever. We see a body shape that we really don't like, because we are so self-critical, many of us. And some of you may have been brought up in a really critical family. I was. There were no compliments in my family. There was lots of criticism freely given, but compliments, that didn't happen. If you had achievements, you weren't recognized. It was like, whatever, no big deal. So in my family, everybody focused on the negative and the bad things, and not the positive things. And, so that's a tough family to grow up in. At the same time, we pick our families, we pick our parents so that we get wounded in the perfect way to get us on our life's path. So what that did for me growing up in a family like that was really sort of propel me into finding a better way. And the first time I ever even heard about this critical parenting stuff was when I had taken a parenting class when my daughter was 6 months old. And I only took the class because my then husband, I thought he was a terrible parent. And because my son at the time was 9, And I thought my then husband was an absolutely terrible parent, and that he needed to take a parenting class. So he agreed to take the class, but only if I took it first. So I took the class, and I got so much out of that class. And the instructor was a psychotherapist or psychiatrist. No, she wasn't a psychiatrist, psychotherapist, who I actually became really good friends with. She really was a person who changed my life. And it was really interesting that, I discovered that I had this really critical family, and it was all they knew. And so it really inspired me to do something different, to change how I parented. And not only how I parented, but we have to parent ourselves too, right? So when you didn't get what you want from your parents, and none of us do, it's not their fault. We picked them for the exact reason that we didn't get what we want for the most part, so that we can get on our life's path and do our life's work. And so, I help a lot of other parents now, which is pretty cool. And and then their kids will come back to me when they're grown up, and they bring their kids, and it's pretty exciting. So again, let's go back to the seeds that you're planting and the accomplishments. Now just talking to you guys about this, right? So that was an achievement that I'm proud of. And I didn't think about that when I did my own 10th decade in review, and didn't list that as my achievement. I didn't list that as one of my achievements. So go back, look at pictures, that really spend some time and think about the things that have happened in your life, the important things. So for me, that was a key piece. That was really, really important, and it changed who I am. That it had a lot of zhuzh, right? It gave me a lot to work with for many, many, many years, and it's been really life-changing for me and for the people in my life as well. Let's see, Kimberly, I would love some advice that you got from the parenting class, because my son and I are not seeing the same. He's 22 and still living with me. Oh, so that's really tricky, Kimberly, with an adult child living with you. Oh, thanks for all the hearts, you guys. I don't know who's doing the hearts, but yay. So living with an adult child, you're in a difficult place, because at some point you can't really parent them anymore. You've already done your parenting, and now you're on a sort of a different sort of level, right? I think the book, it was by a German author. I think it was called The Parenting Challenge. I can't remember. I'm not in my regular office, because my regular office is packed up right now with the construction. But when it gets unpacked, if you remind me, Kimberly, I will get you the name of that book. That I highly recommend it. But in the meantime, you want to work on you, right? And you do have to set boundaries. Boundaries are super important with kids. And not just with kids, with everybody in our lives. Because if you let people just walk all over you, they're going to keep walking all over you, right? But you can do it with love. And when you're not sure, like if you're coming from a place of love, you want to check in with yourself before you sort of approach your son with something. Like, say, for example, he's being disrespectful. He's not following the house rules. Okay. Say like he's not calling if he's not coming home or whatever. And so before you have a conversation with him, you want to be sure that you're in a good place. And so you check in with yourself, and then you breathe into your heart center. So you actually imagine that as you're breathing in, the breath is filling your heart and you can feel it expand. So you guys can all like play with that and do that right now. Breathing into your heart and just feel the relax happen in your body. It happens pretty instantly. Good morning, Susan. Nice to see you too. Yes, so I left the contractors on their own and I escaped so I could see you guys this morning. And so my daughter had very generously agreed to deal with the contractors this morning so I could escape and be on with you guys this morning. Yay! So, yeah, so Kimberly, right? Before you have any conversation with your son, you want to do that and get into the heart space and just be really clear and say, I worry about you when you don't come home or let me know. And so then I have trouble sleeping. So tell him what the result is for you, that you worry about him, or if he's being disrespectful, if he's not doing the dishes or picking up his clothes or whatever. Just be really clear about what the boundaries are. So we'll say, okay, Billy, I'll just pick a name. I love you. I'm so happy that you're my son, whatever. We need to have a chat about setting some, boundaries here and what I expect of you living in my house as an adult. It's not an easy conversation for sure. But it's an important one. It's a really important one. So for me, like this year, I know my big theme is putting myself first. And I have opportunities every day to look at where I put others first before myself. And I talked a little bit about this yesterday with my group, where like I love to give things to people, right? I love to shop and give gifts to people, whatever. And I'll shop all year for Christmas. All right. I'll pick up little things here and there, whatever. I'll start buying things for birthdays and put them away. And so I love to do that. And sometimes, so I will do that rather than, for example, investing in my business, right? And I realize, as much as I love to do that, if I'm not investing in my business can't grow. And if my business can't grow, then I can't do as much as I'd like to do for the people I love. So it's an adjustment for me, and I'm really happy that it's something that came up, doing my 10-year review, and realizing that, hey, I have a choice here. I can do this for the people I love now in a smaller way, or I can take that and invest in my business. And then later on, I'll be able to do things in a bigger way for the people that I care about. Good morning, Arlene. So that's one thing that came from doing my own decade review. So I really, really, really encourage you guys to do a decade in review and pan for the gold. See where it is that you've achieved the most, what you're proud of the most, what's worked, what wasn't worked, and then go from there. Okay. Because it's been super helpful for me. And every day I think of other things that I didn't write down in my journal when I was actually doing the review. And just talking to you guys. So have a chat with a friend. All right, that can help. Here I am chatting with all you guys, chatting with my friends. And it's reminding me of some of the things that I have seen or done in the last 10 years. The parenting thing was more than 10 years ago. However, the impact has still impacted me this last 10 years. And it gave me the basis, the foundation to move forward into some of the other work that I've done and into studying more in the last 10 years. And also, it gave me courage to set boundaries, which is important in your lifetime throughout, from, your whole adult lifetime, not just with your kids, but with your friends, with your family, etc. So really, really spend some time. This is a great full moon. I know the full moon it's today actually. It's a super manifesting moon. So really be clear about what you're focusing on and what you want to manifest, and not so much on what sort of like the negative things are. Yeah, so that's kind of like about it. What seeds are you planting? Because the seeds you're planting now are the seeds that are going to produce for you over this year and the next 10 years. So get really clear about what seeds you want in your garden. Do you want sunflowers? Do you want marigolds? Do you want zucchinis? Right? Because if you just get a bag of seeds and you don't know what's in the bag, it can be a nice surprise, but there might be a lot of weeds in there too. So you want to pull the weeds and get really clear about what you want to plant in your garden. And then you have to tend to your garden. You just can't plant the seeds and leave them. What if it doesn't rain, right? Then the seeds, they never sprout. They just die. The moon was exactly last night, depending on your time zone, full moon in Leo. Yeah, it was like 2:30 or something in the morning here, I think. Anyway, but the full moon energy lasts a couple days, starts a couple days before the full moon, and then goes a couple of days after. So, don't worry if that, because it's already past the actual full moon, the exact full moon, because you're still in that energy. So spend some time today if you have time. It's Sunday. A lot of people are home on Sundays. Spend some time today to really go deep into thought about what seeds you're planting, what you want to create in your life in this next year, in the next 10 years, and look back to what's worked for you in the past, because you can bring the things that have worked for you in the past to the present time and into the future. And you look at what didn't work in the past. You don't want to bring that forward, but it's helpful to know what those things were, what didn't work. Okay, so go pan for gold. And yeah, so that's what I have for you guys today. And I hope that you guys have had a great holiday season, that your new year has been off to a fabulous start. I know it's been challenging for many because of this heavy Capricorn sort of, I'm going to call it a shadow. And it's been great for some, and it's been pretty hefty for others. I have a Capricorn rising, so it hits me particularly. It's been particularly challenging. But then again, my last year has been particularly challenging. And my progressed moon is in Cancer right now, which is all about family and home. And that's where, the challenging things have been going on in my life. But we all have our challenges. It's when we can take those challenges and turn them into sort of positive things is, when the magic happens. And you're welcome, Cindy Fala. I love you too. So how you create the magic is having gratitude in your life and being grateful for everything that shows up, the good, the bad, the wonderful, right? Being grateful and bless it. Thank you. I love you. God bless you. Right? I forgive you. Ho'oponopono is a wonderful thing. And do your work, right? Do your work. Because if you don't clean up your garden, don't clean up the junk, right? Looking at where the weeds are, looking at the past 10 years and what didn't work, what you could have done better, then you'll just grow more weeds. and your next 10 years will not be the way you want it to be. It won't be looking like the life that you want to live. So again, think about what you want to create now and what you want to birth into the world. Who do you want to be? Okay, who do you want to be? Lisa by Grace. Let's see. Said the Aquarius Sun, Leo Moon, and 3 planets in Capricorn. Yep, it's been a real fun ride. Yeah. But we are starting, some of those planets that were all bunched up in the Capricorn are starting to move into Aquarius. Which it's all good. It's all good. But now that they're moving into Aquarius, it gives us a little more of a detached feeling. So we can be a little bit more detached, because Aquarius is a very detached sign. So keep that in mind. That, if you've been struggling with this Capricorn bunch up, that it is starting to stretch out into Aquarius now, and things will be shifting. Capricorn rising too, Debbie. Yeah, I think my daughter's a Capricorn rising, or she's a Capricorn moon, but she's got Capricorn in there. And Susan would know. So there we have it. All right, you guys, I'm going to run. I love you all so very much. It's great to see you all. Thanks for tuning in. Next week is my daughter's 27th birthday. I should be on, but just in case I'm not, it's because it's her birthday. And we haven't worked out all the details of planning what we're doing yet, but I probably will make her breakfast. And she did say something about going out to dinner. But anyway, so I should be on next week with you guys. And more fun to come for all of us. Yes, yay! So this week, today, over the period of the week, set some time aside. If you haven't done a decade in review, do your decade in review now, and then really focus on the things that you have achieved. You're going to look at the things that didn't work out, but you want to take that and focus on the things that you've really achieved, and you're going to bring your achievements into activation into this new year. Okay. And the thing about the new year too, I'll say really quickly, is the calendar starts January 1, but there are a lot of other New Year starting dates, like the Chinese New Year started February. There are New Year's happening all the way up until April around the world. So it depends on which calendar you're following. I personally like to follow the seasons rather than the man-made calendar, right? So winter is about hibernating. It's about doing the deep work. It's about going within, right? Springtime is when you come out and the flowers start to come out of the ground, right? It's about new growth and new birth. So now's the time to go deep, go within, right? It's not January 1 when the calendar says, oh, let's make these new resolutions. Let's start an exercise program. Let's do a new diet, all the things that a lot of people do. No. It's the time to review. It's the time to think about what your life has been up to that point. And then, spring arrives, you have more energy, more vitality, the days are longer, we start to see leaves on the trees if you're in a colder climate, we see the snowdrops come out of the ground, and then the crocuses, and then the daffodils, right? So think about those first flowers emerging after a long cold winter. And I know some of you guys are in warmer climates, so you don't have that so much, but that you have some flowers that bloom in some times of the year, right? And so spring is about new growth. It's about new life. And so now you want to breathe that new life into your life by going deep, looking at your review, looking at your achievements, and looking at what you want to accomplish this year and within the next 10 years and bringing that forward. Okay. So I hope that helped you guys. I'm really excited to see you all here. Thank you so much for taking time out on your Sunday to be here. And for those who watch in the future, thank you for again taking time out to hang out with me. Remember, these are recorded live, so the energy stays fresh and evergreen and live. Anyway, so I wanted to say that. And if you like my work, please share it with your friends. If you like my videos, please share those with your friends. Follow me on my YouTube channel, and share that too. I really appreciate that, right? And that's one thing too. This year for me is all about is working with others and lifting other people up. That's a big theme for me this year. Like I have a 13-month program that is going to start March 19th, which some of you are already signed up for that program, and some of you are actually teaching in that program with me, which I'm so excited about. And you're going to be leading that program. The amazing Susan Brochin is going to be facilitating the goddess portion of the 13 months. And Lisa by Grace Goai is going to be using her word alchemy system with this group. So I'm really, really super excited about that. You guys will be able to sign up. You can sign up now if you message me or email me. I haven't worked out all the details of the program yet. That's why it hasn't been shared. But if you can sign up now, there's 2 tiers. The first tier is $14.97. We have 1 live class a month, the 3rd Thursday of the month, and then you will get 1 recorded class during the month, and you'll also get worksheets to do or homework lessons to do. You'll have a reading list and so that's part of it. You'll also have a meditation, and then you get 2 coaching sessions with me over the 13-month period, 2 half-hour coaching sessions. The second program is all of that, and you get an additional 13 coaching sessions with me. So you get 1 coaching session a month, and that includes that, and that cost of that package is $2,994. So if you want the extra coaching, you can sign up for that package. So you guys can check that out. I will share the link. All the details aren't there about everything that's going to be in the program, but that gives you the overview of the program. So I hope that I'll see some of you guys there. I thank you again so much for tuning in. I love you all very much. The Persian New Year is the first day of spring. Perfect. And that is when the 13-month program begins. Yeah. So it's all about who you want to become, right? It's who do you want to become? And this mentorship program is called Your Secret Intuition Code. It is part of my Your Secret Life Code school. That's my big program. It's my big overall program, Your Secret Life Code. And this 13-month program is Your Secret Intuition Code. And I'm going to be working with all you guys in how to expand your intuition, how to work with your guides. We're going to work with 4 goddesses over the period of the 13 months. And also, anyway, I'm excited about that, but we'll talk more about that. I'm actually going to do a free mini class. So you guys watch for that link, and I hope to see you guys soon, and on the free mini class, if not on here too. Okay, guys, love you. Take care.